How you doing, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to MechWare Online with Scout. If you guys will remember, a couple of, maybe 2 weeks ago, I did a video on the Kodiak, which was a lot of fun, and I very much enjoyed it. And I got a comment on that video from, hopefully I'm pronouncing the name right, dagonofthedepths. And Dagon said basically, hey, great video, now all you have to do is jump into a mad dog to be a true ghost bear. Well, challenge accepted, Dagon. I immediately went out and got myself the Mad Dog Prime, which I figured is the most stereotypical of the Mad Dogs. Did a little bit of work on it and took it out, and this video is the result so that hopefully I can be considered a true ghost bear. And you can see my Mad Dog here. I did it up for you, just for you, Dagon, in a ghost bear scheme here. You can see it looks pretty nice. We got the ghost bear insignia there, and even got a ghost bear down here and a little missile lock on. So as usual, I'll show you guys what I've done with this thing, and then we'll dive into the gameplay. Now, this thing comes stock with two LRM-20s, two large pulses, and two medium pulses, which sounds like a really great fire support loadout until you realize that it has very little armor. It does not have the heat sinks to support it, and even if it had those, it's only got 1 ton of ammo for each of the LRM-20s. So yeah, I had to do a little bit of work with this Mad Dog. I want to go with the theme that we do in this channel. I wanted to keep it in its current role, but make it obviously much better than what it is. So I'll show you guys what I did with it here in the mech lab right quick. So the first thing I did is I went ahead and made the jump to ditch both the LRM-20s because they were just too heavy, and I swapped them out for LRM-15s, although I did install Artemis to kind of make up for the fact that I had smaller launchers. And that allowed me to put in 5.5 tons of ammunition for my LRM-15s, which should be more than enough to get me through pretty much any game. I also ditched the large and medium pulse lasers that were in each arm, but I downgraded them to ER version. So the pulses, the large pulses went to ER larges, the medium pulses went to ER mediums. That saved me 3 tons in each arm. And again, that is the tonnage that I use to go ahead and upgrade the armor, which is maxed everywhere except for a little bit off of the legs that I shaved off. And that also gave me enough tonnage left over after even installing all this ammunition to throw in 2 extra double heat sinks, which gives me a heat management of 1.19, which is pretty good. And this, I think, is a much better fire support loadout than the stock loadout. You've got plenty of ammunition, you've got much more range with the ERs as opposed to the pulses, and obviously your armor is a lot better for MechWarrior Online. And you've already got above average, I would say, mobility for a heavy mech moving at 81 kilometers per hour. So I'll take you guys into the skill tree right quick and show you what I did with the skills, and then we'll move on to the gameplay. Alright guys, so here we are in the skill tree, and you can see I've sunk the majority of my points, 41 of the 92 available, into the firepower tree. Mostly what I focused on was laser duration. I actually did not pick up the 2 missile rack skills because I think I've got plenty of ammunition as it is, and I did not pick up missile spread because I've already got Artemis and I'm using LRM, so I don't think it's quite as important to have as it is on an SRM mech. I did, however, pick up the 2 high explosive skills, which gives me an improved chance to crit, if I remember right. There we go, increases critical damage if a missile crits. And other than that, I focused on heat gen, range, so that I could get as much range as possible out of this mech. And I also actually picked up velocity everywhere I could to increase the velocity of the LRMs to make it a little bit easier for them to hit their targets. Now, the reason I kind of skimped a little bit on the points here is because I've actually invested some points into the survivability tree to increase the survivability of the Mad Dog, because it is just a 60-65 ton mech. You know, it's on the lower end of the heavy range, and it doesn't have great armor, and its hit boxes are not, you know, it's not difficult to pick out the left torso of or the right torso of a Mad Dog, even at range. So I picked up as much armor hardening as I could over here on the left side of the tree. I forego any points in mobility and obviously jump jets. I did pick up 15 points in operations, enough to get me to heat containment 4 and 5 down here. And then the points that I saved over in the firepower tree actually mostly went here into centers, where I picked up a whole lot of the target decay skills, which increases the time that a target will stay trackable when it leaves your line of sight. So what that does is that gives me just a few more seconds to try to land the LRMs that are already in flight before the target disappears off of the radar. And I think those are actually pretty handy. There's always a couple of people that either just don't have their mech skilled out, or they're doing like I did in the Kodiak, and they're gambling going without radar derp or anything. And these skills here, these target to stay skills, will really allow you to pound individuals that are in mechs like that. And then last but not least, I put 6 points in the auxiliary tree for our standard, 2 cool shots, and 1 artillery strike. So that's it for the build and the skills for the Mad Dog. I think it's a really nice looking mech actually, and I'm actually pretty happy with how the skills worked out. So let's jump into the gameplay and I'll show you guys how things turned out.
All systems nominal.
Command to all warriors on the surface. Your task is to wipe away all hostiles. Show no mercy.
Alright, so this could go well, depending on how well they use the rocks over in the center. The Mad Dog. What can I tell you guys about the Mad Dog? Well, the Mad Dog was first sighted in Draconis Combine, actually, although it was sighted shortly thereafter in the Free Rosselhog Republic. The Warriors of the Draconis Combine actually called it, if I remember right, and forgive me if I mispronounce it, they called it Hagetaga, I think is what they called it. And the Warriors in the Free Rosselhog Republic actually called it the Vulture. And funny enough, Hagetaga, or hopefully I'm saying that properly, is actually Japanese for vulture. So that's the name that it went by in the Inner Sphere, was the Vulture. Because the clan pilots who piloted it would take it up on hills and rain LRMs and large pulse laser fire down on Inner Sphere mechs. And almost universally, the pilots commented on the feeling of foreboding of having these vulture-like mechs up high staring down at them. And that's how this thing got its name. It was most common in the Taman of the Ghost Bears, of course, as dagonofthedpeths pointed out in his comment. Although, interestingly, the clan that fielded it, the second most common, was the Smoke Jaguars, of all things, which was my original clan. So, again, kind of interesting, and yet another reason I decided to pick this mech up. There were, of course, other variants. Most of them are fire support, although you do see some with LRMs. And it was seen across all the Tumans of all the clans, so don't think it was just a Ghost Bear or Smoke Jag mech, but it was most common in those two clans. And we're thinking about moving, but we have some pretty good shots on this Mad Cat Mark II, and I don't know if I want to go over there to the hill just yet, because they may push over there, and if you look at where my assaults are, they're behind me. So I don't know if going over to the center would be a real great idea. It's kind of an awkward place.
New target acquired.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to get LRMs
New target acquired.
over there, because if they back up, we'll see if these, yeah, see, they're going to hit there, and oh, there's a Fafner. We need to try to do something about that.
New target
This is
acquired.
really awkward.
Stay frosty.
2 to 3, we're still in
New
it.
target acquired.
I think right now I just need to hold position here. Kintaro's going in. Actually, we might need to go in right now and commit to this. Kill the Kintaro. Try to, yeah, we're pulling even, I should say. What we want to try to do is pounce in here and pull ahead.
Target destroyed. New
There we
target
go.
acquired.
I'm going to ignore that UAV and try to put fire into this quick draw before he gets behind the mountain.
New target acquired.
Again, I'm thinking I need to go down this valley. I think behind us and to our right is bad. Now we're going to have to back up. Ah! He's just about dead. I'm kind of concerned about my right now. I need to finish this javelin.
Artillery
There's some
strike
hits.
online.
Need to kill. Come on.
Target destroyed.
Ah, shit. Yeah, that's exactly what I was worried about.
Right torso
Drop the artillery strike there.
damaged.
Whew. Almost lost half our mech. But committing to that, helping the team out there did put us
New
up
target acquired.
1 mech, so this may still work. It's 5 to 5. It's still close. Come on, give me the lock. Squeak those in.
New target
Good hit there.
acquired.
Yeah, see, now they're rolling down. That's why I was afraid of. That's why I didn't want to go stand right
New
there. We
target
need space to
acquired.
work in the Vulture. I couldn't quite get them over that. I kind of want to go
New
up.
target acquired.
Looks like only
Target
half of the
destroyed.
enemies remain.
I'm not sure there's any place I can conveniently get up though, and I don't want to walk all the way back and get out of the fight.
Target
So
acquired. New target
maybe we can get some
acquired.
locks here. There we go. Continue to beat this linebacker. Still getting good hits.
New
And
target acquired.
that bridge is going to be inconvenient. I kind of want to stand right exactly where
New
it is.
target acquired.
I might be able to go up there, but I don't know.
You hostiles are
Can we hit the linebacker from here?
We're half down.
No, I think I hit that mountain right there.
Any more of you?
Those should go over and hit. Yep. Uh-oh.
New target acquired.
Problems. Timberwolf.
LRM ammo at
Oh, get him, get him, get him, get him.
25%. Target
Yes.
destroyed.
And I
target
think that's
acquired.
game right there. Yeah, there ain't nothing left of this
Target
linebacker in there.
Yeah,
That's
Pete.
game.
Bask in the glory.
So you can see it does very well, but you have to constantly be thinking about positioning, both to get your LRMs to hit and to make sure that you don't walk out in front of a bunch of baddies like I did midway through the game and almost lost my right torso. But there, 1 kill, 9 assists, 2 kills, most damage dealt, and 628 points of damage. That, I think, is pretty respectable considering how awkward that game was. Not bad at all. So let's load it up and we'll try it one more time.
Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
This is Clan Command. Get to the target and capture it. Cut down any enemies that get in the way.
Alright, Forest Colony. This will be kind of interesting. This is not a map I get to play very often. Game 5 in the Vulture, or the Mad Dog, if you prefer. I'm actually kind of liking it. LRMs are not usually my cup of tea. First game was terrible. I got monkey stomped and did like 120 points of damage or something terrible. Second game was a little bit better. It was at least a win, but it wasn't great for me. I only did like 200 points of
Target
damage.
acquired.
By the third game, I started to get used to it. Then we just had the
New
game
target acquired.
we just played on Canyon Network, which is a pretty dang good game, I thought.
Artillery strike.
You guys will
online.
probably actually see that one. And this is game 5, so I'm
New
hoping
target acquired.
to get a good game here because, I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable, right? 2 or 3 games to just kind of, what would you say? Get the feel for any new mech. So, we'll see how this goes. That Kodiak's kind of all alone out
target
there. I don't know what he's
acquired.
doing. It looks like he's coming after us, so
Everyone needs to get into
I've been patiently waiting here for my
New
team to
target
catch up.
acquired.
swing around.
Obviously the fight's to the left, but I'm not sure we should commit to that yet. I know the domination point's out there, but yeah,
New
see this
target
guy.
acquired.
You get a chance to kill a 100-ton mech, you take it. Especially a Kodiak 3. Get out of the way!
Target destroyed.
Kodiak shot.
That could have been my
New
kill.
target acquired.
Gladiator cut in front of me at exactly the wrong second. We've still got a KMDD out of it though.
New target acquired.
Alright, now we need to move up and see if we can get a piece of the Stormcrow. This is why I focus so much on the heat containment and the heat gen nodes, is for moments like that when you need to go to your lasers and fire your missiles
New
and not
target acquired.
spike your heat all the way up.
Target spotted.
The Vulcan needs to go down. Don't
New
need him up there
target
spotting
acquired.
everybody. Die, you little. Oh! A little bit of lag there. Little Jenner.
Target destroyed.
I do
New
tend to
target
prioritize
acquired.
light mechs that are decisively engaged because they're kind of the bane of your existence. You see all those missiles hit that
New
tree?
target acquired.
They're kind of the bane of your existence in a mech like this. You want space to work, you want long range, and you can't have light
New
mechs
target
running up
acquired.
behind you. So that's why if they're decisively engaged, I will shoot at a light mech, even over an assault. Because once I get him off the battlefield, then I'm kind of free to start creating distance and working my weapons. I know, man, we were just pounding this Annihilator.
Warning, incoming missile.
Coolant
Heat
flush,
level
so we can
critical.
keep hitting them.
Warning,
We need to take
incoming
this guy
missile.
out.
Heat level critical.
There we go. Alright, now who's shooting me?
New target acquired.
Warhammer 2C, I choose you. That's not going to work. I think we need to move right. We want to try to keep our team in between
New
us
target acquired.
and our opponents. Actually, no. We don't want to go out towards the water. There's only like 2 mechs out there and they're lights. They'll fold as soon as something pushes and then I'll be stuck by myself. So let's go back to the left. Looks like I can hit the
New
Marauder
target
2C,
acquired.
but again, we need to try to get these lights off of our teammates.
Target
There we go.
destroyed.
That's
New
important,
target
getting that
acquired.
piranha off the field. Wolfhound next. Again, if we
New
can kill
target
the lights,
acquired.
it makes our life easier, but I think my missiles are hitting that bridge
New
there.
target acquired.
So we're going to focus on these guys instead. And you see, we actually haven't been at long range. We've been taking most of our shots at 300 to 400 meters, and a lot of the times we've had line of sight,
At 25%.
which makes our missiles that much
Heat
more
level
effective.
critical. New target acquired.
He's going to go left. You know what? Let's turn hard left. I think he's hurt bad enough that we can finish him, and that'll take the pressure off the right side of our other mechs there. Yeah, exactly.
He's dead, Jimmy.
New target acquired.
Now let's see if we can finish this Butterbee. I kind of want to shoot that medium up on the hill, but I think the Butterbee's, it's more important to finish him right now. It's 8-7. Ah, damn building. Don't want to overheat because I don't know what that
Target
medium
destroyed.
to my right's going to do.
New target
Alright, he
acquired.
dropped down. He's not paying attention to us really at this moment. We need to finish this Marauder 2C. So I'm going to go all in, try to help my team, tank the damage and finish this guy off. Ow!
Torso critical damage. LRM
Come on, die.
destroyed. Heat sink
Die.
destroyed.
Yeah,
There we go.
Destroyed. Right
Yep,
torso
back up, back
critical
up. I want you to
damage.
back up. We're so hot right now. No, don't leave me! Oh, this is bad. I think that's a Vulcan.
Just pick one.
We're gonna try to
Heat level
help our
critical.
lights finish this. Ah,
Heat
I think I just took an engine hit.
right torso destroyed. Right.
Shit.
It was a good game.
I wish my lights hadn't have left me.
Left flag destroyed.
I think we could have won that.
Weapon destroyed. Center
I don't know if maybe I should have
Your efforts here
focused the Vulcan when he wasn't paying attention. I feel like we needed to kill that Butterbee and the Marauder 2C though to even have a chance. But then he was behind me and he started hitting my engine, which built more heat and shut me down. But still, 5 kills, 4 assists, 2 solo kills, 3 kills most damage dealt, 784 points of damage. I feel like I did what I needed to do to give my team a chance to win. It's just kind of unfortunate that Vulcan decided to take me out rather than going after the lights. But, oh well, it was still a good game. I really enjoyed that. Hopefully you guys got a chance to see what the Mad Dog is really capable of. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, 2 games in the Mad Dog. And I have to say, you know what, Dagon? Thank you. Thank you for your comment, because had it not been for that, I don't think I ever would have tried the Mad Dog. It's in the back of my mind, but it's not one of the mechs I would have gone out of my way to get. And if I had done it, I probably would have done something weird with it, like medium pulse lasers and SRMs or something weird. But yeah, you inspired me to take the Mad Dog out, and I actually enjoyed it. I've done really well with it. I've only played like 5 games in this mech, and as you guys can see, after a brief learning curve, it actually does fairly well. You just have to remember to put it in an advantageous position. Remember that you have LRMs. Don't hang out in the back, especially in the higher tiers, because the lights will come eat you alive. Stay with your team. If you can, try to get line of sight, and if you can't, use your range to your advantage. And as you guys can see, this mech will actually do quite well for itself in a traditional fire support kind of role. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.